like I need to be higher up. Lower down, higher up. Hi Hayley, how are you? Did I bore you senseless last night? I'm just trying to find something to... I don't need to be lower. What, you sleepy now? What, from crafting or me boring you to death? Internet went. How did it? Okay. I feel like this needs to be higher up, but I don't know where to... Looking for something. Your internet was playing up. I'm just looking for something. I wish I had a tripod thing. Let me see if I can find something. I feel a bit weird. Sat on the floor. Oh, well, Finn's just gone for a nap, so let me see. But this is too high. What do I... The things I have to rig up on here. How do I... Oh. Well, that'll do. Probably going to fall off. Hang on a minute. Turn you round. Oh, it's that. Oh, ow. Just... So, I'm propping you up with the... You'll laugh at this, Hayley. A bloody paper punch. Right. Stick that there. Oh. Jesus. Right. Probably going to fall off. I just wanted to talk about this because I wanted to get it off my chest, but like I said, I know you're there, Hayley, but I just find it a bit easier now recording live because it goes straight away. Because when Mister's on the internet, it takes ages sometimes, so I thought I'd get this one out of the way. But if you didn't know, or anyone else who might watch this in a bit or later, what's going on with my hair? I'm a Pisces. And that star sign, and I am as well, it fits my star sign, is quite dreamy, and I've always been told they have the head in the clouds, which people think I do, and we're a bit of a dreamer and stuff like that. We'd rather be dreaming and have our head in the clouds than sort of be here amongst the mundane real world sort of thing. But then again, sometimes I'd rather have my head in the clouds than be a part of what goes on in the world these days. We're both water signs. Oh, you're a Cancer as well. I'm on the, I always say cusp or crust or whatever it's called, because Pisces is from the 20th of February and my birthday is on the 20th, so before that it's Aquarius, isn't it? So maybe I can be a bit like that sign. Not that I've really looked into that sign much, but I'm definitely the 5th of July. I'm definitely a true Piscean, very emotional, like the water. And I see the you know, the two fish like this, a bit like yin and yang, but also a bit like, to me, a bit like, I can swim that way sometimes and I can swim that way, because I change my mind all the time on different things that you'll see on here. Like I went to put my hair in and I took it out, and that's what I wanted to just talk about is, you know, going on about my mum's cleaning and stuff like this, but I did say to her, I don't know if it was a few weeks ago, a couple of months, and I have mentioned it to her before. I need to sit back somewhere. We just scoot this way. And she knows, because I have said this, she doesn't watch this channel, she's not on the internet anyway, but if she did, she'd know. She might get upset, but she knows I have told her, and it's not her fault, because the days when she was brought up with my nana, who, you know, I was very close with anyway, they didn't always show... Some did, but they didn't always show love. Or I don't think my nana and my granddad knew how to show it like some people know how to show it, you know, by saying it all the time. You love your children, all this, that, and the other. Some people showing it other ways. And just because you don't say it or do it doesn't mean that you don't love, your family or whatever. But I used to feel that as a child because she always used to go on about cleaning and stuff, and we didn't do things right because it wasn't her way. And I remember once having a bit of an argument with her as a young teenager, maybe, I can't remember, saying, "You never tell us you love us," and she was like, "Oh, I do," sort of thing. And then over the years now, if she's on the phone, she will say at the end, "I love you." She'll sort of go, "I love you." She'll say it now, but I know when I had a conversation with her a few years back, she said it's because she found it difficult because her mum sort of didn't show her that. So sometimes that's why they say be careful what you say or don't say to your children, because they can follow in the footsteps of, not always, because sometimes you will do something opposite to your parents because you want to be, for example, say, I'm not saying anybody's parents out, but say your parents were alcoholics and they weren't there, then you wouldn't, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to turn into an alcoholic. Might go the other way and think, I don't want to touch drink, I don't want to be like this because they were like that and I don't want that, if you know what I mean. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you would be like that, but I think my mum didn't know how to be like that because her parents were a bit like that with her, and I think sometimes back in the days they were a bit stricter and things like that. It wasn't out of not loving your children or anything. So I've always felt that a bit, and obviously I know she did because, like I said, we're quite blessed in the fact that, I moan about my mum was shit, she wasn't a real mum, haven't seen her now. That's what I mean, and some people probably think when I'm talking on here, when I go on about my mum, oh, she's not grateful and that. I am. It's just, you can have parents and it doesn't mean you can see them and love them, but it doesn't mean that you get on with them because you have different personalities. But then there's the other sides like you, Hayley, which is a shame, where you don't get on and you don't see each other, and they were bad parents because they were just bad parents. Maybe they don't know how to be a good parent. Maybe it was something to do in the past or something to do with their parents or whatever it is. But I'll get to the bit that I was thinking about this morning. But yeah, I am grateful, and I know she loved us in the way, like some people show you different ways, like she's always sort of bought little things for the house, and like obviously she's sorting the kitchen out for me and stuff like that, so she shows it through, like people go up and show it through buying things and stuff like that, where me myself would like to be told, yeah, well that's the thing, Kaylee, as well, if you've got, see this is a problem with like, sometimes growing up, well, it sort of goes into what I'm talking about, and I have spoke about this before on the channel, where some people see the family, and I had a bit of a problem with this, when I was younger, like, you see a family is, you might look at someone else and think they've got the perfect family, the mum, the dad, they're still together, 2.4 children, this, that, or there's always happy pictures of them up. Doesn't mean that they're happy, and what is a perfect family these days isn't, like, I'm not married, I've got 2 kids, I'm on my own. It doesn't mean the perfect family is a family that are still together, because, well, I'm going to talk about this in a minute because it does go into the thing that I'm talking about. You'll know what I mean, Hayley, and it doesn't also mean that if you don't get on with your family, whoever that is, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, it doesn't mean that you have to get on with your brother and sister and your cousins and that, even though obviously that would be great because your family, but people do fall out with family because you have different opinions. You might be in a certain religion and then go off to a religion and they don't like that. So there's loads of different things. You as a black sheep. Some people are like that though, Hayley. If you're like the good one, like you're saying, you didn't drink, you didn't smoke, and maybe they're that did that, they see you as different because you're not joining in drinking with them or smoking, so they see you as a bit of a, oh, she's a goody two shoes, she's maybe classed as boring because you don't do that. Like it's like I say today when I go, I don't really drink. A lot of people are like, you don't have to drink to have fun, but do you know what I mean? But I've wrote this down, but this is how organised I am because I'm so organised. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm a Piscean, so hence why this channel's called Dolly Daydream, because my nickname growing up was, well, my mum used to call me, I moved out of home when I'm 14, but it's made you a stronger person. Nino, but kids, because I've worked with kids, hi Sue, because I've worked with kids all the time in a nursery, that's all I've ever done. They couldn't say Janine because I've always worked with the young ones, like 1 and 2 and stuff. So they said strong-willed, yeah. they've always called me Nini. So some people call me Nini, like my best friend, her kids, and she calls me Auntie Nini. It's Nini. My sister says to her son Auntie Nini. And my other nickname is Dolly, because I get a bit like, come across like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll come out with the wrong words, blah, blah, blah. I'm a bit silly sometimes, so a bit like Dolly. That's why it's called Dolly Daydream, but I'm a bit like that, I feel, because I'm a Piscean as well. I'm a bit like head in the clouds. Would rather be in a dream world than be in this world, but I don't see that as a bad thing, you know? But what I was thinking was, you know, when I mentioned this last night, whoever was watching, and Mandy C was saying we're going on about being worth it, and this card popped out twice, made me think, I am worth it, because sometimes I thought, God, I'm so disorganised, even on here I'm disorganised, in my home life I'm not disorganised, really disorganised, but just like, oh, I might do that today, a bit clean, or I've left it, I'll do it the next day, like, oh, I might have left my pots last night, I'll do them in the morning, where my mum would see that as like unorganised, because she would wash them straight away. You know, I've got a bit of my crafting stuff up. My hubby calls me dull, amongst other things. But you know what I mean? I've never been, as a child, when I think now, I've never been organised, as in, when I was at school, I used to do homework on the last minute under my duvet in my bed, and that's what I was trying to say yesterday about the witchy thing to Mandy C. I'm not very structural, as in, if it was a structural religion or something, I'm just not like, do you know what I mean? So, it could change, I don't know, but I'm just a bit like, I'll do that when I feel like doing it, and I was having a bit of a problem over the past couple of weeks, thinking, God, you need to write in a book. You know, I do try and write a few things in a book, and I got the little red diary for Finn's school. Obviously, I need to be organised with what he's doing at school, and because I do mean to do stuff and then forget. But then obviously if you write it down, you're not going to forget, and then I forget to actually look in my book. I write a shopping list out. I like writing it out. Do I take it to the shops with me for food shopping? No. But I write a list out every time and then forget it. Then I'm like, what do I need? I managed to probably leave off one or two things, but I'm very disorganised. So I'm just trying to look at what I've written. See, I've written something down dead scruffy, can't even read my writing, and I'm just going to have a look because I'm trying to be slightly organised. Oh yeah, but that was a thing. And then I remember talking to Mum a bit ago saying, you know, we must have had an argument when she come down one time. Not the time she's just been down, but there was another time, and I said, I really do feel, I don't know if you remember when I said on here I was really upset and I'd been crying because I was just so stressed out with the OCD-ness of her, but I love her very much. But I said to her, oh God, you know, sometimes I just feel like you're not proud of me at all. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, well, you don't speak to me about stuff. And I said, I just feel like there's other people, you know, that she's looked at and gone, oh, aren't they doing well for themselves? You know, because they've got what she would call a fantastic high-flying job, or they've got a really posh, smart, expensive car, or an expensive house. Or if she was watching someone and tell her, she'd be like, oh, look at them, they've got this, they've got that. And I'm like, I feel like, because I don't drive, I've never drove, I've had lessons, I think I'd be actual danger on the road. And when the driving instructor said to me once, turn right, and I went left because I'm a bit dolly. But I can't concentrate, and I don't actually think it's just me as well. I think it's the way some of the people out on the roads today just scare me. But I've been lucky enough to, where I've worked, I've always been able to just jump on a bus. The bus stop's been right near my house. And it's never really bothered me, and I've got far so long. Obviously, I've been with partners who've had cars and they've drove, but it's never bothered me that much. And it doesn't, I know I'd have more freedom, but it doesn't bother me. I ain't going to start driving now. I think there's more nutcases on the road now. You know, with not driving, I've not been married, and the only thing about that is, I will get upset again, is I wish I said yesterday I've done it backwards, but so, in a way, I sort of wished my nana would have seen it while she was here. I know she'll see it in spirit, but I wish she'd have seen, if that ever happens, I'm not saying it ever will, that she would have been at a wedding. Oh. Even my sister's wedding, because she will be getting married in the next year or so. I'm not upset, it's just because I'm talking about it again. You know, whatever, and hopefully my mum and dad will still be here for that. ever happens, I'd like to go to a wedding as well, so I look forward to when my sister gets married. But I just feel, and I said to my mum, I just feel sometimes it's all right, it's just me getting emotional. It's time of the month as well, so I get emotional. And I said to her, it wasn't in a nasty way that I said it, sorry, I keep messing with my fringe. I'm not married, together 14 years. I know you don't have to be married. I just think, and I said I'm doing it backwards. I'd love to get married, and I'd love, like, my thing wouldn't be in a church, because like I said last night, I'm not Christian. My belief isn't in that. I'd just like to get married in a forest or a field, or there's loads of things where you can get married today, and if it ever happened, it doesn't mean it has to happen, but if I did, or a blessing or whatever it was, it wouldn't be in church, because I don't go to church, so I see it as a bit contradicting, because I don't, to me, yeah, a hand fasting, love to do that, but it doesn't mean I won't. But you know what I mean, it's just one of the things when you think, if you've got parents that passed away and you got married and they weren't there, but they'll be there in spirit, I know that. But yeah, I said to my mum, I feel like, because I don't drive, I haven't got a flash car, a big posh house, I'm not with anyone. I feel like even my nana, I'd think, God, I wish she'd have seen me settled, because she just wanted me to be happy. Not that I'm not happy, but like I was saying last night, I am my best when I'm with somebody, but it just upsets me because she's not here, obviously. But you know what I mean? Would have seen me settled, she'd think I'm not happy because I wasn't with someone. I am happy, but it'll be, what's the word? I don't mean I'll be happier when I'm with someone, because like we said last night, it's not so somebody who makes you happy, it's yourself. But I'd be, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word, Hayley? Yeah, I've got my lovely boys, I've got the men. But what's the word? If I was with someone, because that's the thing with me, I like to be in a relationship. Yeah, I'd be more complete. I'd feel more whole. But not that, like I said last night, I don't need somebody. I used to think I needed somebody, but going back to the proud thing is, and I said to her, yeah, the last piece in the jigsaw sort of thing when it comes. That you're not proud because I haven't got a big house, I don't drive, I'm not married, I'm not settled. I am settled, but not settled in the sense of with somebody, like people think it should be. Not that it has to be. All that sort of like keeping up with the Joneses, which is what I've always said. And I've just come to know that now I don't want to follow the Joneses. Am I breaking up? Am I breaking up? Is it just Sue's internet, or am I breaking up? Is it gone okay again? I'll just carry on talking. It's the norm nowadays. Am I breaking up, Hayley? I think Sue says I'm breaking up. I think it's all right on Hayley's, but yeah, it's fine on Hayley's. I'll just carry on talking then. Yeah, it's the norm. People think it's the norm. Well, people these days, you know how the generation is today, or you've got to look like this, blah, 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 blah. You've got to have this, you've got to have that. Everyone strives for like work, high flying job, independent and strong. Yeah, it's not me. I've never strived for that. I remember saying to my mum once when I split up with Tyler's dad, and she's like, oh, you got to stay together because it's more, oh God, what's the word? Can't even think this morning. To be financially secure or something, she said. I can't remember what it was. And I was like, Bridget Jones. I am Bridget Jones. More in like, I forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying? What was I just saying then? What was the last thing before you just said Bridget Jones? Oh yeah, she said to me, and I said, if I'm with someone, it's chucking it down. Yeah, it's raining here. I'd marry a bin man. If we had the necessities, as in the things that you need, sort of like a roof over your head, food in your mouth, like I've said before, just them sort of things, a good bed to sleep and all that. And we loved each other and all that, I wouldn't be bothered if he was a bin man or something where my mum would think that was underneath. Nobody's underneath anybody. Job's just a job at the end of the day. Praying for the people in Florida. I know, I just saw Mandy C's video, I think it was from yesterday, and someone said something about the floods. Because I don't watch the news a lot, but I have seen it. I will, I did have a candle on before, but I think I'll light one this evening as well for everyone under there, because when you think about the rain here and you're like, oh, it's chucking it down, you're like, it's just awful, people losing their homes, but I will light a candle for that after. But going back to being proud, yeah, and I just said to her, it doesn't matter. Why would you want to marry someone? I'd marry someone just because some girls do this, seeking out like a footballer, or I want to marry this person because they've got loads of money. What will it really make you happy? You don't actually like the person you're with, but just because you've got more money and you've got more of a comfortable lifestyle and you can buy nice designer clothes. Clothes are clothes at the end of the day. Just because you've got somebody's name on it, so you're paying more for somebody who's designed them. Super daddy. You know what I mean? I'm not... Sugar daddy, yes. I thought when you said super daddy, sugar daddy, yeah. It'd be nice if you met a sugar daddy who was nice and and you did like him. But some girls just are not bothered, they just see the ching. So, and looking back, I've never been like that. I'm not bothered if I was driving around in a Robin Reliant if I loved the person. Do you know what I mean? Which would be pretty funny anyway. Which just reminds me of Only Fools and Horses. Sean Connery. Don't start with that, Sean. I'd marry him now at his age. I love Sean Connery, but yeah, he is nice. But what else did I say on here? And it's like the thing of, like I said, family. The norm, like, oh, it's norm to be with somebody, blah blah blah. It's people are striving to be, having designer clothes, having a smart car, having a big house, doing this, doing that, having the perfect family. I can't say I'm not the perfect family. What is a perfect family? People might look at me and think, oh, she's got 2 kids to do 2 different fathers. Well, so what? Doesn't mean you're any happier because you're with somebody and your kids are all to that same person, depending on how that person is with you. Yeah, designer babies too with that. Oh, what's all that about? The stories behind people, because I've known people said, oh, she's got so many kids to maybe the reason she's got different kids to somebody else and she hasn't stayed with that person, maybe they were too young, maybe that person was violent, they got out of it, they got someone else, and maybe they got with another violent person, because sometimes you don't learn. I've done that, you get with people, you sort of attract the same people. I've done it, and then you learn over time, you see what them traits are and you don't go near it. I'd never go near that again. Like I said, with Tyler's dad, we speak, we're friendly, we get on. It's just we were too young and stuff. We were together 7 years, but we were just too young. And then, like I said, Finn's dad, he was a narcissist, he was a bully. Why the hell would I want to stay with someone like that with a young child as well? Some people might say, well, you shouldn't have had a kid with him. Well, at the end of the day, I wouldn't want that at the end of the day. I love my little Finn, and, I love Tyler, I love my little Finny. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's just one of them things. I see it as a learning curve, and like I said last night, it's helped me be on my own when I had Finn. But it's just to sort of say, don't feel that sometimes you're not perfect or you need to be chasing. I think as you get older, you realise that as well. When you're young, you might be like, oh my God, she's wearing these shoes, she's got that. Look at them on Facebook, they've got this massive house, of all happy. It's not necessarily the case. You get people who are millionaires and they're killing themselves and stuff and committing suicide and stuff like that, and you think, oh, some people will think, but they've got all that money, It's money at the end of the day. You can't take it with you. Sorry, I can't see the comments at the minute. I'm just reading. I don't want what everybody else wants. I want what makes me happy. Is some people think that happiness is going to be when you've got everything that everyone else has got. You've seen people, like I said, with designer clothes, this, that and the other, designer handbags, designer shoes, smart cars, big houses. Oh, she's having Botox to make herself look younger, oh, she's doing this, oh, she's doing that. That's going to equal happiness. It's not. It comes within you. It's not. It might make other people happy, but it doesn't mean it will make you happy. That's why some people, when they go in for cosmetic surgery and stuff like that, they'll come out and they'll get something else done and they're not they think they're going to be happy when they come out with whatever they've changed about themselves, like a nose job or a boob job or something like that, and then they'll find that they're not, because they're not working on the self inside, and it's not really, it's something else that would make them happy. But they think, like I said about my hair yesterday, I always change my hair. I did go for a nose job years ago. It was about $4,000, and they told me I didn't need one and to go home basically, and I was like, what? I want a nose job. I give the money back. And then I thought, after a while, I thought, Janine, what the hell were you doing? And it's just to say, I am me. Caught a few minutes, but now going to take brekkie with my bestie. Have a nice day. That was Rosie Moon May. See you again. It's always the same, a photo of what we think looks perfect. Exactly. It's like on YouTube, on here, on Instagram, on Facebook, people will put, your friends and stuff, they'll have pictures. Because obviously you want to put out what's happy. You don't want to be like, when you are feeling down, be like, oh, and everyone's seeing that you're miserable and that, because obviously everyone will be like, God, I'm sick of looking at her photos or reading her status. Because I've seen that on Facebook. I've had friends and you're like, I know someone who moans all the time and they're putting crap on all the time. I just think, oh, I just want to delete you because you're just getting on my nerves. I'm true life. Exactly. You will put stuff up like you just see me getting upset in here. I will get upset in here because I'm real. I won't sat near a radiator, I was eating a piece of toast the other day. Some people won't do that because they're scared of like, oh, I don't want to like food around my mouth or a bit of a shabby background or something. I don't know. But people try to put the obviously happy bits on, which is good. But you can't just look at a picture and think like on Facebook, oh, look at that family. They always look dead smiley. The house is beautiful and all that, because in real life they could be really miserable. I moan and then do some happy. Yeah, but people do, but I'm just trying to say, like, don't always look at a picture. And it doesn't mean that the people who necessarily moan or are unhappy, they're not unhappy all the time. They might just want to rant. But I try and keep my rants down now, and I do come in here and I am just me, and that's the thing of this whole thing I was trying to say to my mum was, even with a cleaning when she comes, I am me, and now I know, because I used to be like, God, I need to be more organised, I need to be more put together, I should know what style I like. I don't, but that's okay, because that's me, and it's okay to be me, unorganised me. I'm sort of, I call it, what did I call it? I'd say I'm creatively unorganised, which means I know where everything is. Like when you're crafting, I know where everything is. It's unorganised. If your mum looked at the table, she'd be like, whoa, what's all that? Ooh, where's this? Where's that? And I'd be like, it's there. Because I put it there. I know where it is. Like when I'm trying to get things out on here, I never think I'm making sense like now. To me, it's unorganised, but I call it creatively unorganised. But I know what I'm going on about. I know where things are. And it's okay to be like that, because I kept thinking, oh, that's another thing, looking at, oh, look at them, they're so organised with a little, I do my journal and all their journals, and I'm trying to be a little bit more organised. I have to be for fin at school and stuff, in your mundane life, but it's just a bit like, it's okay to be unorganised. It's okay to be a bit dippy, as the other word that people call me. It's okay to not want to strive, as my mum would say. It's not that I'm striving to be a better person, a better me, a more loving person, a more giving person. I'm not striving to have a fantastic job. Yeah, I want the job that I want, with my nails and stuff, and even the crafting, because that's what I have a passion for, and I think it's something you love. You stick to it more. You don't want to be getting up to a job where you hate it every day. And if you do hate it, you need to make steps to start changing it. You don't have to be in a job that you hate, especially because we have to work to quite an oldish age, not oldish, but you know what I mean, before we retire, so you might as well love what you're doing. But I don't strive for them sort of keeping up with the Joneses things, because I think it makes people unhappy, because once you've strived for that, oh, I've got that car now, that expensive, smart, new car that's just come out, there'll always be another new car that's coming out. That's why I took my eldest off school. Yeah, and it's hard at school. I mean, school these days must be so hard, because kids are like, got to have the latest phone, got to have the latest shoes. It's always sort of been like that, even when I was younger, not as bad as it is now. But that was draining me. Yeah. And it's just like, it's okay to strive for what you want to strive for, if that truly what makes you happy. But some people will find that they'll think that makes them happy. And then when they get the new car, there's always another new car out. So they're working more to get more money to get the next one. Or when they've got, like they say, people with loads of money, like millionaires and stuff, some people have said when they've had all that money, they're not that happy because they know they can just get what they want. They can't just be like, oh, I've saved up for that, you know, I saved up for it, I was really looking forward to getting it. They just know they can get it. Don't assume that striving after what everyone else has got is going to make you happy. You've got to sort of like look in yourself and you've got to know what makes you happy. It's not materialistic things, which that's why when my mum came down, she got me a new fridge. She's like, oh, look at this millionaire half the time, don't pay tax. Well, yeah, don't pay tax, I know. And she was like, look at the fridge, Janine, look at the fridge, the new fridge, look, it's got 4 drawers. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's nice. She's like, you never seem, like, enthusiastic. I went, to me, it's a fridge, right? It's a nice fridge. If I had loads of money, it's, I mean, saying about materialistic thing, but if I did have loads of money, I'd be buying a Smeg because I do like them. Because I'm not saying, I'm not materialistic, but I do like nice things, but it doesn't bother me. But because in that sense, I do like nice things, but it doesn't mean I go out buying them. But, I mean, if I came into money, I do love the Smegs. I like the Smeg fridges. I'd have a pink one. But it's not, I don't know if you get what I mean, but Mum was going on about this fridge, like, whoa. And I was like, it's a fridge. Oh, it's got 3 shelves. My other fridge had 3 shelves. Well, it's got 4 boxes in the bottom of the freezer. So did the other one. I know what a fridge looks like inside. Whereas if I went down to the country park, or Love Pink, I'd get more excitement out of seeing, like once, me and my sister went for a walk, right? And we were with a partner who she's had the baby to now. I don't think she might have been pregnant. And we were coming up the road and there was this hedge, right? And there must have been a load of like little blue tits in it or something. And all of a sudden they all started cheeping, like singing. There was loads of them. And me and my sister at the same time, because my sister's not witchy, but she you know, she believes in law of attraction and stuff like that, and she likes naturey things, and we get excited about the same things sometimes. And when we heard the birds singing, we sort of went, oh, that's feeling that, and oh, and we like, and her partner went, what you? We were like, oh, the birds, aren't they dead cute? Like, we got more enjoyment out of, I don't know if you get what I mean, hearing that, being in nature, where he was like, what? Because some people, that's what I'm saying, when I go out in nature, you'd get some people, especially for the kids, that wouldn't really take much notice of things. They'll think it's nice where they are, but they wouldn't look at what I'd look at or what I'd think's really nice. Or seeing a robin the other day down there, and it sort of followed us round, and I was like, oh, because I always look into meaning of things. I'll go and like Google what the meaning of a robin is when you see one. And I stepped outside the door this morning when I was making my coffee this morning, because I always open the door and sort of look at the day if it's raining or whatever, to say hi to the day. Don't know if you know what I mean, but I do. A bit of a thing that I do in the morning. And on the chimney across the way, there were 2 magpies. You're always talking about magpies. They sat there together. So I threw some bread out, so I'm hoping that they would have seen it. But I don't know if you get what I mean. And my mum was like, when I sort of said, you know, I don't feel you proud of me because, like, I don't, you know, I'm not in a high-flying job, was what she'd see, because my mum is a bit materialistic. She likes nice things. There's nothing wrong with liking nice things. There's nothing wrong with making money because you work hard and buying nice things, but it doesn't also matter if you're not. Like I tried to say to my mum, but I'm not on drugs. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not a murderer. I'm not a nasty person. I don't go around doing horrible things. Do you know what I mean? So be proud of me because I'm an unorganised mess, but I'm a nice unorganised mess, and I might not do things the way you want them, as in cleaning and stuff like that, but I'm trying to better myself in the things I do, even if some people think it's a bit strange, the things that I talk about. But I don't really need the validation off my mum. I am proud of myself, like I said last night, for being the person I am today, and being strong and stuff, if you know what I mean. So I can be proud of myself for being unorganised, weird, whatever people want to say, because there isn't a perfect thing in the world. Nobody is. There's no set. Oh, thanks, Hayley. I'm proud of you as well. But what's normal? And it's just tell people you don't have to strive for. Stop looking at people at what they've got and just be content with what you have, because I'm content. That's what I've said to my mum as well. I'm content with what I've had. I might not. My house is okay. It's not massive. It might be bigger than some. because I've got 3 bedrooms and 2 rooms downstairs and a conservatory compared to some. And that's not boasting. It's not a massive house. I do have a decent sized garden, but I am, because my mum's always like, wouldn't you want to move? Wouldn't you want to get a house like this? Wouldn't you want to do that? And I'm like, I'm content where I am. That's trying to do things up to the way I like it to be, homely, you know, and that magical feeling that I want for Finn and stuff. And I'm content. We get fed. We've got a roof over our head. We have beds to sleep in. We have a garden to play in. I'm near my friends. I'm near my sister. I'm happy and content for now. And like I said, when I meet someone, that'll be an added piece of the jigsaw. It'll slot together. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I am proud of myself and I'm content. And I said to my mum, do not worry. Stop worrying about them things. I'm content. You might not be content because you want me to be with someone and you want me to be married or you want me to be driving or I should be in this job or I should be doing that, but I'm content, so it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter. I am making sense, good, because that's what I always think I'm never making sense. I'm not, at 40 now, I do not care what other people think. And it's like, people might get this as well. Taking Finn to school, I'm older. Maybe when I was a younger mum, and this doesn't just go for younger mums or older mums, there's that playground thing, isn't there? I know there's that playground thing because I've seen it on Facebook still with some other friends where they're bothered about what other parents think or other mums or being in the crowd in the playground with the it crowd. There's always going to be that. In years to come, there's always going to be that. It's been that in the past, Victorian days, whatever. There's always been, you know, ew, we're higher than you, you're down there sort of thing. I basically couldn't give a shit. When I'm taking Finn to that school, I've spoke to a few people at the nursery gates, like you do, in his group of different cultures and different beliefs and stuff. That's fine. If no one wanted to talk to me, or if I had my pentacle on or whatever and they thought, oh, and they didn't want to speak to me or whatever, I'm not bothered because I'm not there to make friends with the parents, if you know what I mean. I don't mean that in a nasty way. I couldn't give a toss now. Well, years ago, I remember going to the school when Tyler was young thinking, oh, they're all in a group over there and I'm just stood here on my own and I don't know if, like, I'm not bothered now. But if I do get friendly with the parents because they are chatty and stuff, that's a bonus. But if I don't, I'm not bothered. I'm not there to make friends. I've got friends. Some people like on Facebook have to have 100,000 friends. They're not really all your friends. They're just people you've said yes to sometimes. All my friends on Facebook are some of people I don't know. They've come on and just wanted to join, like people like you, Hayley, and Sue, and people that have seen me on YouTube. And I said you can come and say hi on Facebook or wherever. Some are from school. Most are from school that I don't really see a lot, but they'll still say things on Facebook. But I'm not bothered. I only have a handful of friends, but they are my real friends that I see all the time, not like pretending you've got hundreds of friends. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I'm not asked if I'm making friends at the school gates. I just get Finn and I just go. But like I said, if I make friends there, that's a bonus. You know, I'm not going to not speak to someone, but I'm not that bothered about being in a clique at the school gates because I do know that goes on. Or some people might be like, oh, look at what she's wearing, or I might get I hope I don't get a bit thingy about it because I am 40. Obviously, when Finn's, 10 or whatever, I'm going to be 50. I'm going to be an older mum. People probably get that thing like, I'm going to be older mum. I'm not going to be one of the youngies, but I don't care. And I'll be wearing what I want and being what I want, and I really don't care what people think. Sometimes felt lonely at the school waiting, but finally woke up to the bitchiness. This is what I mean, because I know it goes on. I haven't been at the school gates for a long time. It's only now because Finn's got his free 15 hours, so this is all gonna start again, waiting outside school and that. But I really don't give a flying shit now. I might have done when I was younger, but please know, if you are starting school and you feel like, because you can feel a bit lonely at the gates if there's a clique and the whispering, you might get paranoid and think they're whispering about you, especially if you dress a different way, like I've said before, if you're goth, or you might look in a bit witchy, or whatever it is, or a different religion or whatever. It's hard, but people only talk for a few minutes and then they're talking about something else on the way home, aren't they? So I wouldn't bother. I'm in that zone where I just don't care. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, if I make friends because there's a couple of friendly people there, you know, and you're seeing them every day and you're saying hiya, that's fair enough. But even if I got talking to someone because they were saying hiya because being polite, but then I sort of realised, oh, they're not my sort of person because, I don't know, they're slagging someone else off and you're not really into that. You can say hiya, but you don't have to be best mates with them, do you? I dress differently. That's what I mean. You might feel you get people looking at you. It's like I'm not into fashion. I like certain things. Yeah, because you like your wolf t-shirts. You know, if it's even like if you like, I don't know if you are heavy metal or something. Love Red Indian. Yeah, I love Red Indian ways. I know what you mean. Well, Red Indian ways, like the Native American Indians and stuff like that, I quite like all that. That's a bit witchy to me, you know, nature and all that. But that's what I mean. If you want to dress differently, you will always get that. You'll get that bitchiness everywhere. It's like a friend said the other week at work, she started a new job and she said, oh, there's somebody bitchy at work. And I said, yeah, but you've just got to, like I said, kill her with kindness and just speak to her nicely. You don't have to hang around with her. You don't have to be best mates. You don't have to see her outside work. You will get that in every workplace you're at. If you haven't got it in your workplace, then you're quite lucky. But you do tend to get people. There's always a bitch or someone who just has an opinion on everything and seems to be miserable and stuff like that. You will always get that person. But just think, well, I'll just say hiya and I'll just be me. And if they want to be narky, they can be narky. And at the end of the day, she doesn't have to come home with me. I don't have to be best mates with her. I don't have to see her out of work or him. It doesn't matter. But yeah, in a way, I'm quite looking forward to seeing the school thing. I know that might sound really weird because I'm a little bit older now and a bit wiser with things. I think I could see it, and I'm just gonna sort of laugh at it in my head. You know, if I'm at the gates thinking, oh, I'm not really bothered. All I want to do is get Finn, made sure he's had a good day, go home, especially in winter, get home as fast as I can out of the weather, get home, cuddle up with Finn and, you know, do his own work, watch telly for a bit before he goes to bed. But like I said, if I make friends through school, fair enough. But I'm not going to be thinking, oh my God, I've got to have friends, I've got to be stood at the gate whispering with everybody else. I'm not into all that, you know. I'm not asked about making new friends, but if I make new friends, it's a bonus, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, just saying, if you ever think someone's not proud of you or they don't say it, and my mum is, she just doesn't say it, but she makes me feel that way sometimes. But being older now, I'm proud of myself being unorganised and everything because at the end of the day, and I'm not, what's the word? I'm not, because mum always says like, you don't pronounce your T's properly, you know, I might say in it on here instead of isn't it, because of where I'm from. Not all my friends talk like that, but I'm a bit lazy in speech. I don't talk posh. I'm from Manchester, so I'm not saying people don't talk posh in Manchester, but I don't talk posh. I'm a bit lazy like that. I start things, don't always finish them. I'm unorganised. I'm always messing with my hair. I don't always think I'm making sense. I'm backcountry. Yeah. I'm a bit common. I don't know. I'm perfect in my eyes because I'm me. You struggle when you go thinking, oh, it should be this, it should be that. Well, now I was just thinking the other day, do you know what? I wouldn't be who I am without them things. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I came on here and started talking like this and trying to be like putting a telephone voice on all the time on YouTube, it just wouldn't look right because my mother would love me to talk like this, but I don't talk like this. I talk like this. It is me. I'm not going to change because it isn't me. And you'd think you'd be able to tell that I was putting a voice on. And I talk quite fast sometimes. I have to try and remind myself. Mum says, you talk too fast, you mutter sometimes. I have a bit of a lisp going on sometimes with certain words. And that's probably why I don't say certain words she wants me to say. And I only realised this the other year that I actually have I think it is, I'm not sure. And I get my words muddled up, like if I went to say, who was on before, I just get my words mixed up. Like if I was supposed to be saying moon May, I'd say May moon, and then I think, oh God, I've said it wrong. But people laugh at that. People laugh at the quirkiness of when I do that, and I'll come out with things, and they go, no, you actually meant like I can't say tranquilla twist, or is that how you say it? Certain words I can't say, I get mixed up. I'll come out with something else, and everyone's like, oh my God, can't believe you just said that, so funny. But now I just look at it like, well, that's just me. And if you don't like me, then you can jog on. But I am proud of me. And I'm embracing who I am now. And I'm going to get upset again. I'm not feeling like I'm stupid or something for being the way I am. Because I've said about it in the past with exes and stuff, feeling that I'm not good enough when I know I am. And it's hard to believe it all the time, but you have to believe in yourself. And I do believe in myself, and I've learnt that, especially with the path that I'm on, is about need to get some food. Yeah, well, I'm going to go now, Hayley, because I'm coming back tonight about, I think I'm going to come on about 10 o'clock for it. I don't know whether to go live, or if I don't go live, I'll probably do it at 9 and then put it up, or to go live about the witchy things, the witchy people that I watch and why I went on that. I don't know. If anyone sees this now, before this evening, do you want me to come live at 10 o'clock? You might end up on a big chat again. But that's another thing. I just say, Hayley, I'm a chatterbox. I thought that was a problem. People say I don't shut up, but it's just part of me. So let me know below if you want me to go live. If no one comments or anything, I might just do the recording and just put it up. Because I get a bit, it's the only thing with going live, I get a bit distracted when and trying to read comments. But yeah, I'm going to go and get my dinner now before he wakes up. But if anyone wants me to go live, just let me know. And I think it might be 10 o'clock later on, maybe when people have watched a few things, settled down, had tea and all that. So I hope that made sense. But I am proud of me, and I'm proud of people on here because I know some of your stories, and just be proud of your imperfectness and your unorganisedness. It's creatively organised, I say. So see you later. Bye, Hayley. Bye.